Okay, what's up, YouTube? You know what it is. It is Pacey Lake Show one more time. About to give you another video. Remember to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Also turn notification. Shout out to all the peoples, man. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning into the content. Man, so I want to talk to you guys about this. Obviously, there's been a lot of rumors and a lot of stuff, a lot of hype about the whole Bronny James declaring for the NBA draft. Obviously, people been talking about him possibly going to the Lakers. Now we're hearing the Sixers pop up as a possible destination for Bronny James. The Sixers might actually exercise one of their draft picks on Bronny James in an attempt to entice LeBron to actually join the Sixers. So obviously, this is very interesting news. This is definitely something to think about. I do think it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors, but we'll get to that. So pretty much, we did hear from the Athletic Sam Vecini that the Lakers are actually the favorites to land Bronny James. The Lakers are the obvious destination for Bronny James. The likelihood is that Bronny James is not even going to be drafted. What's going to happen is that they're just going to pick him up in free agency, and they're going to put him on a summer league team, and then eventually they may have him as a two-way player in the G League as well as on the Lakers for him to go play with his dad, right? So they might have that father-son moment where he gets checked in the game, blah, blah, blah. He hits his first shot as a Laker, whatever. They may have that whole thing, but for the most part, he's probably going to be a two-way player in the G League, and they probably going to pick him up, right, as a free agent, right, in honor of LeBron, right? So that's the idea of what Sam VC said. However, obviously, we know that there's a lot of moving parts. Now, we do know about the situation with the Pelicans having the rights to the Lakers 2024 pick, but they also can defer to the next year. So the likelihood, and according to Kevin O'Connor, we're hearing this from the Ringer, right? So the likelihood is that this pick will be deferred to 2025, right? So instead of you having the Lakers losing their 2024 pick, they're going to lose their 2025 pick, and they're going to actually keep their pick this year for 2024, right? So that's pretty interesting as well, that the New Orleans Pelicans is doing that. They probably feel like this year is a pretty weak draft. They say this draft is a pretty weak draft. There's been a lot of people talking about how bad this draft is, and it's not the greatest draft. The players that's coming out of this draft ain't really, ain't really all that. So because of that, the Pelicans have decided we're not even going to touch this draft. We're just going to go for the next draft, which is slated to be a better draft, right? So they're going for the 2025 draft. So the Lakers actually keep their draft pick this year, which is actually which could actually lead to some interesting scenarios. We'll see what happens. Obviously, there's rumors about Trae Young. I want to talk about that in a future video, but we do hear some rumors popping up about what the Lakers are trying to do to improve the roster, to retool. Obviously, going forward, LeBron's future. Obviously, how's LeBron contract? LeBron most likely is going to go into free agency, and he's gonna probably want a multi-year deal. I don't know what the Lakers are gonna do. Obviously, with his age and everything, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that. But obviously, Bronny James, this is some interesting stuff. I do think it's smoke and mirrors, though. Now, we do hear some talking about the 76ers actually wanting to draft Bronny James. And, Daryl Morey is always, looking for stars. Daryl Morey's the type of dude, he plays a lot of chess, right? He's the type of dude that he plays mind games, and he tries to finesse teams out of players and stuff like that. And the thing is, I think what Daryl Morey is he's trying to entice LeBron to come to the Sixers. So they're saying that there's a likelihood, because of Daryl Morey's history, reportedly, that they're actually going to go after Bronny James to entice LeBron to go to the Sixers, right? So I don't know where they're going to draft him, if it's in the first round, the second round, but the Sixers do have picks in this year's draft that they are willing, reportedly, to use on Bronny James just so that they can get LeBron, right? Obviously, I think it's all smoke and mirrors, because I really don't think I really think the way it's set up and the way Rich Paul and Clutch Sports and how they have it set up, they're going to inform every team. They're going to inform all the teams that they are not allowed to draft Bronny James. Nobody's going to be allowed to draft Bronny James. Bronny James is just going to be a free agent, and the Lakers going to pick him up. Right, you know, they're gonna inform teams to stay away. And the thing is, you don't want to mess up your relationship with Clutch Sports, because remember, agency is all about leverage, and you have to understand Clutch Sports is one of the most leveraged agencies. They have rights to so many players, right? They have so much leverage in the league, so much power in the league, so they can definitely strong arm teams to stay away from Bronny James and not draft Bronny James, even though anybody could draft him technically. If you're in the first round, if you got a draft pick before the Lakers, I mean, you could technically anybody could, even the team that's drafting the number one overall pick, they could draft Bronny James as the number one overall pick. Like, anybody could draft Bronny James. But I think that Clutch Sports is going to kind of strong arm teams, and they're going to kind of get teams to shy away from drafting Bronny James, because people don't want problems with Clutch Sports. They don't want to ruin relationships and stuff like that. So obviously, what's most likely is gonna happen is that it's all smoke and mirrors. Bronny James is going to be a Laker. Essentially, he's not gonna get drafted, in my opinion. I think he's just gonna be a free agent. They're gonna pick him up all waiver, just like what they've done with other NBA players' sons. We know Scottie Pippen Jr., who was smoking this, by the way, in today's game against Memphis. I want to talk about that later, but Scottie Pippen Jr. Then we also had Sharif O'Neal. I don't know if you guys remember that. We had Sharif O'Neal, and I think we had one of the NBA players' son. I don't remember his name, but we've been doing that, you know, for the past few years, of really giving these NBA player kids opportunities to play for the summer league team, and you know, I think that's what's going to happen with Bronny. I do think though that Bronny is going to get a two-way deal, a two-way contract, you know, in order to play with his dad. I do think that LeBron wants that, and LeBron's going to strong arm that. The Clutch Sports is going to strong arm that. So we definitely know that's going to happen. So it's all smoke and mirrors, in my opinion. All this 76ers news and all the stuff about Daryl Morey wanting to intervene and draft Bronny James to get LeBron to play for the Sixers, it ain't gonna happen. Clutch Sports, they're going to make sure that no team drafts Bronny other than the Lakers, right? The only team that would possibly draft Bronny would be the Lakers. No other team is going to do it, because LeBron is not intent on going anywhere else, in my opinion. I think he's intent on staying with the Lakers. I think he's intent on signing another deal with the Lakers. Maybe the Lakers give him another 2 to 3 years. Who knows? I mean, we know LeBron's a businessman. LeBron wants his money, and he's not trying to leave the Lakers. I'm telling you, like, LeBron is not trying to leave the Lakers at this point in his career. You know, he's happy there. His family's there. Everybody's there. Like, that's where he lives, right? Like, he's not trying to leave the Lakers at this point in his career. He's just not doing it. Like, anybody think that he's doing it? You know, the whole Knicks thing that he was doing the other day, it was all LeBron. It was just all marketing. You know, LeBron was just playing. You know, obviously it was a trade deadline, stuff like that. LeBron was trying to, you know, obviously create buzz and, you know, maybe try to scare the Lakers a little bit to actually make some moves and do something. Obviously, you know, but I mean, if we're being real, LeBron's not going to leave the Lakers, and the likelihood is that Bronny James is going to get picked up by the Lakers one way or the other, either by drafting or he's going to get picked up in free agency. But let me know what you guys think. Have a great day. Pacey Lake Show signing out. Peace.